Good morning. Welcome to another episode of the Survivor Side Story podcast. I am your host, LiberGot90, with my chick, Nia. Not really. Obviously, she's fake. She's only on the game, not in real life, but it'd be nice if I actually had a Nia. Anyway, I know it's been a while, but, I'm trying to get these podcast episodes out. I love doing these, by the way. These are all audio. I always tell people just listen to these when you're, at work, when you're on your way to work from home. That way you don't got to worry about, missing something, on the screen. You can just listen, right? So is DBD is it really a toxic game? Can it not just be like a party game? Can we not just play DBD just to play DBD and really treat it for what it really was designed to be, which is a hide and seek game? Right? At least that's what I was told, that this game was originally for hide and seek purposes. That's why when you're running, killers can see scratch marks, and you'll try, if you're not running, you're hiding, and that they have lockers and stuff like that. So that way the killer's supposed to just find you, and the killer's supposed to be faster and stronger than you, because it is asymmetrical, which means it's asymmetrical on both sides. It's 4 against 1, so it's the group against 1, but it's also that 1 is stronger than everyone combined, right? And each killer has different abilities, different strengths and weaknesses based on certain maps. That's why there's certain maps that's really big and large. And if you are a killer that's not really mobile, let's say like a huntress who's not that fast of a killer, even though they buffed her a bit, she probably wouldn't do that well on, let's say, like an RPD. I mean, it is open, but it's a really huge map, so trying to stop a 3-gen from happening if it's broken is really hard. Versus, I don't know, like a killer that can teleport, but they may not be like a Sadako, but she might not be that strong in chase, right? If you know what you're doing. I think this game is toxic in the sense that people don't play it for what it is. I'm gonna explain what I mean. So this game is meant for hide and seek. If you are a newer survivor or a veteran survivor and you're playing in solo queue especially, you cannot hide in lockers without somebody trying to out you and get upset and even working with the killer. That just happened to me the other day. Mind you, I should be pushing 7,000 hours into this game. And I just think that you are laughed at if you try to run, builds I don't know, distortion and, doing quick and quiet because, you're trying to hide all day. But that's really what the game is for. Now, this is coming from a man who enjoys interaction with killer and chase and stuff like that. But I got to the point where now I mostly just, since I've recorded my last episode, I mostly just, run like a pebble build where I like to just mess with the killer. See, I also know that killer, playing a little bit of killer before, which I always recommend people play both sides, was, instead of me trying to worry about chase because I main solo queue, right? That's all I play. So I just figured, why care about winning when I know I'm not gonna win? I know I'm not gonna win. I could run. I don't have to prove myself in this game. I have videos of everything you can imagine as a good godly survivor could do. I've done a run killer for 5 gens. I've done everything. There's nothing that I can say to myself I have not done as survivor. All type of saves, I even jumped into a locker one time and stopped a survivor from dying by doing a head-on play randomly in solo queue. This was years ago, and that survivor was able to escape, not right away, they didn't skip out the door, but they was able to get healed and leave. But they were on death hook. I've done it all, and yet I still lose. So what is the point? It's almost like at this point, well, why, if you can't beat them, join them, right? So I got to the point where I'm hiding in lockers. I'm throwing pebble, which is diversion. We call it pebble, but it's called diversion. That's where you can, when you can be in the killer's terror radius. You have to be in the killer's terror radius to continue to get value. Where each time you're in the killer's terror radius, this is the Adams perk, by the way. You get not a token, but you get the gauge or the gauge or whatever. To be able to use a random rock and you just throw it in the killer's direction. And I think within 20 meters, they get the noise detection and scratch marks and stuff like that. And you can really pretty much mess with killers, because if you're in a map, let's say, I don't know, that, that school map, with the inside, not preschool, but the one that's inside, upstairs. But there's so many lockers you can just play around. And then you can jump in the locker with cooking quiet, and then you can make the killer go fetch, and then they see the scratch mark as killer, so they basically see that there's noise notification. And you can jump in and out of lockers, and then you stun them with a head-on play. You can use deception. That's when you can pretty much make no scratch marks after you make a loud locker noise. And killers will go search lockers. That's what's fun about it. But then I'm getting killers literally. Not killers. I'm getting survivors literally trying to out me out, or they keep trying to like open the locker and keep opening the locker and it's like they're spamming it to where I can't even get out. And they're doing it to hope that the killer either comes sees me, or they keep doing it so that way we can get caught together, or hoping I DC. I just stay there because I'm like, well, we're both gonna die. Like, we're both just literally gonna die. Like, this is the beginning of the map, and we're both just gonna die. That's what I mean when I say toxic. It's like I can't even just play just to play, right? I can't just do what I want to do. See, because when I'm trying to play for real though, and I'm trying to actually win, and I'm looping the killer, I got nobody on gens. I got people with 10 flashlights in the lobby, right? Why do y'all get to play the way y'all want to play? And then but see, here's the thing. See, we have no comms in DBD, and that's the thing that I know that we can never have in this game. That is one of the worst ideas. I understand it seems like it's practical for a game like this, but it just would never work. And it's just on so many levels. And it's like, I think y'all know that. Y'all know y'all would never do. Y'all gotta understand, there's a lot of women that play this game too, who are just as toxic as the guys. The things that would be said. You cannot... Just go to people's streams. You can type in DBD right now on YouTube, TikTok, whatever, and type in toxic DBD streamer or whatever. You will get it from both sides of women and men. And I'm telling y'all know I'm not lying. The things that would be said to each other will get everybody canceled. Because see, people can't just like leave it at the game. See, if I trash talk you, or I violate, when I mean violate, that means I go inside the messages and like I slide in the DMs and I trash talk about the game. I never go about people's personal business and personal life. And even then, there's people that's like, well, that's even too far to even do that. I don't care. I do what I want because I'm him. But the point is, I know not to take it far, but there are people who have said things. I've watched a streamer literally have rest in peace to their like grandmother or mom on the stream, and there was a nurse player and they killed a survivor, and they were streaming. The survivor came to that stream and said, well, hey, if you didn't camp so hard, maybe Mama Bear or whoever passed away will be here. That doesn't correlate, I don't think. Maybe I don't think so. I don't think that's correlated to DBD, right? There are people who have said stuff. They talk about people's looks, saying that they were, mentally challenged, whatever. They've said things, and it's like, well, this is what I mean when I say, like, I know y'all bring up Call of Duty. Oh, this is nothing like the Call of Duty days. I want y'all to understand. I think this was really different and was making more painful between DBD and Call of Duty. First off, Call of Duty had comms. Like, y'all can't compare that. But DBD is so bad. But like, they have comms to an extent. So they may argue with each other. Like, let's say I've seen teammates go at it in DBD. Because again, we don't have natural comms. It's not like Friday the 13th. Where you jump into like a loading lobby before the match starts and then there's like people talking. This is different. This is, yeah, you can't hear me say it, but the messages I will say is so bad enough. Y'all have to understand the difference. Call of Duty is a team game just like DBD, but it's even on both sides. It's not even on DBD. It's not even on DBD. And I think that's what people really, the game is, so it's asymmetrical. So, for example, people like to put TTVs in their name, right? And they have to understand, like, okay, I put TTV in my, I don't put TTV in my name. I don't care to. I don't be on Twitch like that for real. But people have to understand, like, okay, yes, you put TTV in your name because you want people to watch you. You want people to follow you and interact in a positive way. But also understand that you can also attract people who are trolls, who are negative, who want to be a D-head. So you have to understand, especially in DBD, this is what makes this game so different than Call of Duty is, if a killer just want to be a dick, they could just because they see you and they see that you are a TTV in the lobby as a survivor. So they can see you if you want, if they just want to just, you know, hey, I'm the killer. Like, you ever see somebody, and I know a lot of people know, if you are a survivor and the killer go into the chat, hey, unless it's follower only or whatever, then it's just easy for them to just jump in. But they'd be like, hey, I'm the killer. Good luck. And I don't know if, like, my boy, nobody named Ghost, shout out to him, he be saying, I'm not stream sniping, I'm stream listening, right? I still like to think that's, like, obviously the same thing a bit, but not, like, actually watching. But still, it's like, you invite that. And obviously you hope that you at least get a follower, or if you play cool and, you know, they're positive, cool. But you also get people who just wants to just mess with you. You also get survivors who, if they didn't like what you did in the game as a survivor, then they'll come to your stream and be like, well, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? That's what you invite. Ironically, though, you can't see the killer or the killer's perk until after the game. So, like, even having like your prestige icon, which I always thought, I wish you could hide that, because just like if you're a legacy player or legacy survivor, you know, if you don't want to be, like, you know, have that special attention from killer where they just only chase you because they got to challenge the fact that you've been playing for basically 8 years, you could just take off your shirt. You could just put on a different cosmetic. I can't change my icon, which means it's tied to my Nia forever unless they change something. So I'm going to be with that survivor. You see what I'm saying? So that means if I put on if I just change it to Nia, oh, let me go. I've literally had a killer literally on stream say this. I'm not even making it up. Not that y'all would think I'm lying, but for me to even say that, but I'm not even making it up. Literally said he was a Demogorgon. This was in what is that called? Garden of Joy. You know, the quote unquote killer's favorite map, Garden of Joy. He was Demogorgon, and literally, now I wasn't streaming because I stream sometimes. Like, I'm not a streamer like that for real. I stream when I can, and I just try to make videos and podcasts and stuff like that because I just work a lot. But yeah, he literally just chased me and literally said, like, guys, you know, this wasn't how it was supposed to go, because everybody knew that he was just chasing me. Like, you know, the killer only I'm talking about, you know, the killer only wants you when he's literally passing up generators, when there's like hardly any gens left, and he's just passing up generators that people are working on. And you would think as killer, you're supposed to try to stop people from completing all of the gens, but he was just only chasing me, and I was busting his ass. And I even went to his chat. Like, see, now here's the thing about me. I'm one of them. What do I mean by one of them? Like, Libra, what does that mean? If you're one of those, like, I try to, like, leave it alone. I mean, it's just what it is. Maybe it's the ego, but it's like, if you're trying to go out of your way, I don't mind sliding in your chat either, though. I don't mind saying how you doing, saying what's good, talking my trash, and then leaving. Say I don't care about being blocked, because I don't plan to return to see if I'm blocked. I don't care. But he literally said, guys, because, you know, when everybody was trying to stop me from being you know, chased, he was like, guys, this wasn't how this match was supposed to go. Only the Nia is supposed to die because they play the game too much. Like, bro, I can't just live. I can't just do me. I can't be easy, like peasy. I can't just do that. Oh, but then there's killers that would say how he's just a survivor's ego. They always think it's just special. He literally said, like, he only wanted to tunnel me. That's what makes this game so different than Call of Duty, is because they can see that, like, they can, and the game is asymmetrical. If a killer, I want survivors to understand this. Your best bet, only under these circumstances where it makes sense that you stop a survivor from being completely tunneled, right? For the most part, as if the gens are already done and you're trying to unhook that survivor, and the killer only trying to go after that survivor because that survivor's death hook, which makes sense for the killer. I'm not mad at the killer for trying to get a kill if they haven't at least gotten one. The killer job is to kill. See, I'm fair on both sides. That I understand that you go after that, you know, that's when you try to, like, body block and try to help and take protection hits, because that makes sense. It really doesn't make much sense when there's like 5 gens. I know you probably think, well, you're tunneling at 5 gens, but when you got like 10 people, including behavior devs, trying to stop the killer from, like, tunneling that one survivor out, it doesn't make sense because Gen still got to get done. Like, you know what I mean? Like we still on the clock out here, right? We still got to, work. We not on break. We still got to do our gens. So you can't just like leave that to go stop somebody that's already dying, because that doesn't make sense. And the worst thing, like when you have a killer that wants to do that, that's fine. They're within their right. They got their ID. They got social security. They got clearance, G4 clearance of being able to play however they want because they bought the game. But you ain't hurting nobody but the team. Just do the gens. You're not helping them out at 5 gens. If they're going to be tunneled out, just try to do your best to not suck and chase. Not saying that person sucked and chase. They could have just went down. It's not. See, that's the thing too. A lot of survivors, they be like, wow, you went down in like 2 seconds, even though that's impossible. Because at least if you get hit, you got, you know what I mean? But just exaggerating a bit, like, wow, like you went down in those seconds. But it's like, there's a killer that can just, like, Ghostface, he can have Lethal Pursuer, he can just, instant down you, and you just weren't paying attention, it happens. There's no comms. But the worst thing is to have a killer get more kills than what they deserved, because y'all just did not stay on gens. And even then, guess what? I guess I'm being toxic even at that point, because I'm telling you how to play. See, this game is just so unfairly weird. And I think that's what makes it interesting. See, I want y'all to understand, when the killer and survivors being toxic and y'all getting upset, that's emotion. But some emotion is good. Some of it keeps you like, DBD can never be boring because of that. I'm not advocating people to be toxic in DBD. I'm going to be toxic. I don't care. You see, do we agree that I don't care? I'm a nice person, though, when I want to be. Right? But it's just like, it's an emotional game. It's on both sides. What do y'all think what would be said if there were game chat? Okay, hypothetically, let's say match start. No, not even that. Let's say, like, how you load into a lobby? That would be a perfect time for it to be game chat between the survivors, right? So between the survivors, right? Let me go ahead and take this sip of old tea water that I had earlier. Don't ask why I'm sipping old tea water, but yeah, it's like, I want people to understand, if you can have a game chat, it would make sense if it was in the beginning of like the lobby. So let's say I go into a lobby, there's 4 survivors, just me included. Hey, what's going on, y'all? Hey, what's good? Hey, good luck in this match, man. Let's go ahead and try to. You're already gonna have somebody trying to be the whole head coach, right? The whole head coach would probably be me, right? Right? Like, it'd be, hey man, so like, can we make sure like we like, hey man, can you like put that flashlight up? I don't have time for you to be following the See, I would be on that, and I would be a dick, and I get that. Right? Oh, hey man, I'm gonna do locker build. I'm gonna be like hiding in lockers. But see, it can go both ways though, right? It can be me also saying, hey, I'm gonna do a pebble build. So when I jump into a locker, I'm gonna let you know I'm in this, I'm in that. Now that would probably be like very unfair to the killer, as in this mode, killer wouldn't be able to hear us. Maybe the killer can hear us inside the game or the match, but even then that wouldn't make sense, right? Because then the killer can just hear everything, so it wouldn't make sense, right? It would definitely throw off the comp scene for sure. But so then, like, do the killer never get game chat? Maybe there's game chat for killer at the end of the game, because guess what? Why would the killer need to ever hear us in the first place? I can understand why it could be fun, and I think that they should try it, but I just already know, because y'all gotta think. You have a lot of dudes on here, and there's a lot of girls. You have to, listen, I know there are women who play other games, right? I know there are women who play other games, and there are women who plays real games, like mind games in real life, like texting and being on some BS and talking to another dude. Like mind gaming for real, mind gaming both dudes, right? But it's just like, the things that would be said to women on DBD, they say it already. They say it already. Could you imagine? Like, okay, I'm about to get dark, but not really, because the sun is outside. It's kind of light. It's like right now, 7:43 in the morning. Right? Imagine if like you sucked in Chase, and there's a guy who wanted to be a dick, right? And he says some stuff like, Well, damn, she like say that's why like you need to be in the kitchen. Like I'm just saying, bro. Like just think about it. Right? Well, hey, see, I wouldn't have done that. See, only a man should. They would say stuff like that. Or there's women who say stuff too. I'm not gonna sit here. I heard women streamers say streamers, not just girls. I'm talking about women who actually have like a community of guys who watch her. Say stuff like, trying to belittle, like, how, but I'm just saying, I'm a man, all right? I'm 33. I'm a man, okay? Like, you can't be 3 watching me. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be an adult. But imagine, like, girls saying because, like, you talking about her looping or whatever, or you ran into Shaq and she was trying to finish that gen, and then she'd be like, damn, so and so small that she like belittling, saying some wild stuff. Like they would say stuff like y'all know I'm not lying though. Y'all know I'm not lying. Like, and I just think that it would be the most toxic thing, because this game, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. If we get into an argument, you're just gonna sandbag me. You're just gonna sandbag. I'm gonna tell the killer you're right inside here, you effing loser, and boom. But now we both dead. And then in game chat, we're arguing, and killer like, you know what? I don't think you should have, or I wouldn't have. DBD is so bad, you don't need game chat. Y'all don't under. It would be the game of the year in life of toxic if y'all ever put that in here. Like my neighbors will really be upset because see, I play NBA 2K, and I remember that one of the most fun thing and funniest moments ever was just like people talking or people hearing you trash talk during the game, and they'll wait till the game end. And you be like, man, so why you gotta wait till the game end for you to trash talk? Why you gotta wait till y'all up by 20 to, all the stuff that people will say, and it's just like, well, I just think that it's just funny either way. I think it'll be funny. But the stuff that people will literally say, the view shaming, that people pulling up your profile, DBD is just not that game. It's just not that game. I really think that is one of the most toxic, because it's Asian. The fact that a survivor can just work with the killer. Like a survivor literally tried to have a killer find me in the basement the other day. I was Jane. I was trying to do locker play. See, she think I was just trying to hide and not try to help out. Like, I'm not a bad worker, you know what I mean? I'm not a bad co-worker. I do my job. But also, she didn't know what I was trying to do. See, solo queue is just different. It's just different. See, you have comms already in the game. You just have it in Swift. You see, you have that in Swift. But you don't have that in solo queue, which I think it will aid us. And I think the only time a killer should ever have comms with survivors are at the end game. I think that makes sense. So you can just talk about how to match. But the thing about the killer, one, you don't want to you don't need to be being in our business. Mind your business in the game. You don't need to be in our business talking about what we about to do during the game. But it would be funny if you was able to listen to that afterward and hear people arguing, and it's just like a brief thing. But no, I just don't think it'll work. And I think that's what makes DBD so toxic, is the fact that it's asymmetrical. A killer can only go after you already. Imagine if the killer could have comms and he's just talking, or she's just talking, trash while she's beating you on hook, or how he's beating you on hook. Or survivors just trash talking you while you're being camped by the kid. Because I have survivors literally. See, the biggest killer between survivor are survivors, not even the killer. You know the killer. You know the killer is going to go after you, whether they choose to camp or not, or tunnel you or not. But it be your own teammates that don't want to do gens. It be your own teammate that sometimes doesn't want to heal you when it makes sense to heal. You always got that one survivor. I love survivors who do gens, but you always got that one survivor who is like hardcore gen, right? Like gen rushing to me completely. I never understood what gen rush, like when killers be like, all y'all do is gen rush, interact with the killer and stuff, like, which is stupid. And that you guys got lethal pursuit, you guys got all kind of ways to find this. But when you have a survivor that won't help survivors at all, I've seen them survivors, and they only focus on gens. I want to just sometimes I want to smack them in game, but good luck, and say, hey man, you're doing a very good job on that gen. I want to hit him upside the head with a thank you, and say, hey man, you're doing a great job. You're doing everything you could, but that's my whole point, is that you just got survivors who just tell on you, right? And it's like, or how about like, I got banned the other day. This is from a killer, because apparently only survivors are toxic, not killer. Killer is 4 against 1, so there's no way killer could ever be human enough and never make mistakes or never feel some type of way about the game and never be entitled themselves, right? Only survivor mains are entitled, right? I mean, I deserve everything in the game, not killer. Oh, how did that not hit? Oh, you must be speed hacking. I can't catch you. I had a game where like a killer, and it's a video if you guys want to check it out. It's my I think it's my it's my latest video. It was with a Twitch, and I actually was able to download the VOD. It took me a while. I stayed up till 4 a.m. doing that video. I remember I stayed up till 4 a.m, and I remember I got home. It was just random. I said, I'm finna edit the hell out of this video. I was not going to sleep. I said, literally, it was funny to listen to in his VOD when I was trying to interact with him. Like, it was in the area crow. I had my Nia, I had the locker pebble built, the whole thing. You would think that my distractions and my shenanigans, making, throwing pebble and deception, all of that would like kind of get him to thinking that I was like, cheating, because he couldn't see anything. He thought I was in a locker, but I wasn't. Maybe I was, but I wasn't. You see, I'm telling you I'm not. Right, but I was, right? And then I would run to another locker and I would mess with him. But then it was like, he said I was just faster than him and I was automatically gaining bloodlust and I was speed hacking. He was like, well, what are you using, Chronos? Or are you using, bro, I already knew you was hacking, bro. Like, he just couldn't accept the fact that he was just ass. He been playing the game since 2017. He still don't know how the game works. And then I spun him at the end and made him hit a chainsaw, because he didn't catch me the entire time. The entire game he didn't catch me. And then I was there, I think he got a 2K, because that's what killers average usually. But he got a 2K and he ended up I ended up scaring. He's like you a cheating B. You were such a cheating B. You think you're so good and all that stuff like that. Like, you're not even good. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, the funniest thing when people be like, you're not even good, that is the funniest thing. That's how you know that they lost the game. They lost. There's no way you winning against somebody in a video game and saying you're not even good. You're beating them. You don't have to say it, right? But it's funny to hear that when you're not even good. And then it was the frustrating part was him just thinking, mind you, I wasn't trying to get banned. I was just trying to get I'm just saying GGs. It's rare that I see a killer that's live streaming while when I can talk to him. But I was just like, bro, I wasn't using anything. I wasn't using any cheats. But after I downloaded the video and all that stuff like that, and he had followers only most. That's the only way I followed him. But then I unfollowed him and I talk trash. I talk trash, dude. It was so funny. I talk trash in a whisper on Twitch, and I blocked him. But I blurred his name for those who've seen the video like in very, very, very early, within like an hour, you probably saw his name, because I uploaded everything when I got to work. Like, I still was able to do it through the YouTube studio. My boy got done with the YouTube thumbnail. I don't do my own thumbnails anymore, because like, what's the point? I work too much. I can just pay somebody to do it, and they do a much better job, and it gives me more time to do stuff like this. But yeah. So yeah, but I did a video on that if you guys want to check it out. It was pretty fun. It's pretty long. So if you ever got time, I definitely recommend you check that out. Gotta plug myself. You know what I mean? I gotta make, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's whatever. But my point is yeah, it's like, but then this other guy thought I was hacking too. I thought it was just very interesting. Cause the first guy, when I was just telling you about, thought I was hacking. He was like, "How you how y'all running my bloodlust?" Like, he didn't even get blood, bro. Literally, the chase was like 5 seconds. I just had distance on him, and then like this other guy, he just thought I would just. It was he had blight. He was camping at the end. I understand how to use POV, like teching, and so it's like, how you can window tech a killer if they're probably new and stuff like that. Let's say they vault shack window outside of shack window, you can just vault back into it, because you're abusing the POV of the killer. Like, killer's POV is much closer in, so they don't really see the outside view as wide as you. It's closer to them, but to you, you're third person. So basically, when this blight was I forgot what, Fractured Cowshell or whatever. He was camping there in Survivor. I get it. He's supposed to. The moment he hooked that Survivor, I just he hit the bill, but I swooped in really fast, and he didn't see me. And to him, he said I was teleporting. I mean, and that had to have been his like dial-up connection. You know, I mean, if you broke, just say that. No, no, man, it's not. But like, yeah, I didn't do anything. I literally was not cheating. I did nothing. But he just assumed I was because he lost. It's like, bro, you lost. I wasn't hacking. I got Verizon internet. It's goated. Okay, so, but he banned me. Like the other guy didn't ban me, but he banned. Like he literally was just, I couldn't even like try to, I wanted to get that VOD, but he banned. If I'm gonna do anything like that too, by the way, I'm gonna make sure I blur your name out on YouTube. You can do that. You can actually blur names and stuff like that. But that's what happened. I just thought they were just pretty funny. So, but yeah, in this game, it's just there. And then yeah, you do got people that can do subtle cheats. I will give you that. It is a valid criticism if someone's, because what it is there are blatant cheaters. There are people who are clearly like, I don't know, flying through gen, like whatever, like gens being completed, you killing yourself immediately, then you coming back, like that's not happening for real. So I obviously that's blatant cheat, like there's no question. You can actually, if you're streaming, you can actually record that, or you can just record the video yourself on your console or whatever, and you can just, you know, show it to behavior. But the point is like, yeah, you can actually do stuff like that. But then there's subtle cheaters. So like, let's say like Otson was talking about, where he was like, well, you know, he'll go on his long streaks and he'll realize he's getting the same kinds of people that he keeps going against, who are probably very good survivors, right? But that could just also be the MMR, that you're going against the same type of people. Because at certain levels, when you start to win a whole bunch of games, and then you're going against survivors who win a whole bunch of games, you should meet. But then there are certain cheaters who I've seen who would do certain things. I don't know how you do it. Like I said, I don't know how to cheat in DBD. But I've seen people cheat, and I can understand why somebody, it could be subtle to where it's like, no, I wouldn't cheat, man. I just outread the play, and but they'll do it. That's just how badly people want to win and prove a point in this game, that they have to cheat. But I just don't like this culture of, I got to blame somebody for why I lost the game. And I'm just saying that if you were a killer on your own, dude, I mean, the game has been, since 6.1.0, they have made it like significantly easier for killer. Like it's to a point where it's like, I mean, even if you're trying to like outplay a killer, you can't even really like hold forward or W all the time and it work, because then they design killers like the Knight, where they can just have a guard chase you while he can chase you too, like, or the Crow, how you can't even burn flashlight, you can't use flashlight to burn away the crow birds, you have to just get zoned out and stuff, which everybody even use flashlights. So it's just like, they literally make it where, I mean, if you're a really good survivor, you still try to find ways to play around it, but you know, it just shows you what they're trying to do for a killer. So I just try to get people to understand the difference, that they make it easier for a killer. And when people try to, you know, get upset and call you out, or they view shame you, and I don't even like that, when they view shame you, they talk trash about you, that's toxic in itself. Oh, you only got 10 people watching you. That is just messed up, man. People have to start somewhere. Stop being a bum. People have to start somewhere, you know. Oh, you got this many followers, or that's why I get told, especially on Twitter, oh, no one watches, which I wish people did watch a lot of my podcasts. See, the thing, what makes me do these podcasts is, I do have two members who I appreciate, you know, Katana and Nail Bob, for being loyal members. I do have a membership if you guys want to check it out. There are, you know, again, I gotta plug. I gotta plug. I'm the boss. So, but my boss, which is me, is also saying, and Nia, is also saying, hey, you know, you gotta promote yourself, right? For $4.99 a month, you get, you know, access to early videos like this. This is gonna be access to them first. That it's just out of respect, you know, to listen to this, but this will be available for everyone later, right? You gotta have that feature. And then there's also, you know, membership chats only, there's posts, there's emojis you can use during the, and what I like about YouTube that's different than Twitch is that, let's say hypothetically you are a member and you want to use emoji, You don't have to worry about the VOD getting deleted at some point in time. These are usually, just like I said, these are like the longest I ever have, like my videos on YouTube, or just like the podcast. I can just ramble on and on. But videos is not as typically as this long. But you can still use the emojis. You can still use the chats and stuff like that. And you also get, not to mention the icons. So like I got like a prestige cat, so prestige 10 or 100, whatever, it goes all the way to 100 if you've been like over a year member. So, you know, and I spent a lot of money, a lot of time into this, man, like a lot of time, it's a lot. So it's just I appreciate those who want to sign up, you know, have to support. All I can say is just like the video. I will be trying to do some more giveaways, like the DLC $10 giveaways. You just have to follow me on Twitter, like the videos, stuff like that, and just stay loyal. And hey, you know, you'll get picked if you get picked, man. That's just all it is. It's not personal for those who don't get picked. But yeah, that's my whole thing, man. It's just, I just think that this game, for like what I've laid out, I just think that this game is the most toxic game I've ever played. And I've played Call of Duty. I wasn't very good at it, but y'all gotta understand that alone, like people go for the neck. People go for the neck in this game. I mean, I'm talking about, I done heard people say stuff about, you know, you're sick, I want you to go. I mean, every game I done heard people say off yourself. I've got messages like that. I've never sent one message that said off, not even in the game, off yourself. Again, I've called you ass, I called you a bot, I called you a bum, I even said the B word, and I don't do that no more, because then, you know, I got reported by PS. So I try to be very careful, but like I've never just like told anyone to do anything else that was worse. I've never made fun of anybody, how they look, sexuality, orientation, or sexual orientation. I've never done that. Never talked about their views, never talked about this, that, and the third. But I just think it's really weird how somebody can talk about your numbers and views when they don't even have a channel. I just think that's even, like, that's stupid to me. Like, you don't even have anything. Like, no one, like, at least one person knows who I am. Like, you don't even know. Like, no one knows. Like, it's just, so like, why do that? You know, to prove a point, right? To just argue. It just, I don't like when people just do that. See, that's personal. And that's people who do stuff like that. It's like, we all have to start from somewhere. And you don't know, like I said, I had my channel for almost 6 years, man. I'm sorry I don't have 10 million stuff. Like, you ever be on YouTube and there's like that one random subscriber who have like, a random YouTuber who have like, you never heard of, but he got like 30 million subscribers just out of nowhere. Like, what? But I've never heard of you. But somebody has heard of him or her. Like, welcome to my YouTube. My name is so and so. Like, just some random stuff. Like, you don't even know what they even talking about. But they, and they got merch. They got the whole nine. But it just shows you too, like, just how big this growth is. Like, you can grow. Like, you can. Like, that's the whole thing. And, like, you know, so I encourage people to try. I just think that if you're gonna do this thing, though, that you would want to at least do YouTube with tandem with Twitch. Like, if you're gonna do, so let's say Twitch is like the place that you want to live stream because you like the, you know, interface of like the chat and all that stuff, and you know, it's probably a household name compared to when it comes to gaming and streaming. That's fine. But then I would take VODs, I would make, you know, long form content from it, and then I would do shorts on YouTube. I would put my long form content on YouTube. No, cut it down from a stream. Cause let's say you stream 8 hours or 6 hours or whatever, however long, you can make something from that. You know, you can make a, you know, how-to video. You can make a funny compilation. Put it on. Don't just stream is the point. Like, don't just stream. Cause just streaming alone is just not gonna cut it. I promise you. Like, I can't stream every day. Even if I was like doing it for a living, I can't play DBD all day or play any game for hours. And see, there's a lot of people trying to survive. Most people, and the number shows this, most people are only doing just enough to make a living and pay their bills. You know, and I think that's cool to not have like a manager telling you, you know, breathing down your neck, you know, giving you shoulder rubs, telling you when you need to get back off break. I get all of that, right? Because that could be very annoying. But it's just like, you want to have other ways to earn income and have where you can be able to make, like, for example, people can still, like, if I have like a promotion on Twitch, let's say HelloFresh. I've seen a lot of people have that. the VOD is gonna get deleted. You won't continuously be able to run that on there. You just have like the icon on there. But on my YouTube video, I can do a mention, I can do a dedicated video, and it can be up for life. You see what I'm saying? And you can still get value from that. And that person who decided to do that, or the company who decided to promote you exclusively, can get value out of that. So that's just how that works. I'm sorry if you guys are hearing the notifications, but yeah. And then you have to have a presence. You have to have a social media presence. That's Twitter or X. That's IG. That's it can't just be Twitch. Now, I know this video is not about that, but I'm just being honest. Like, it can't just be Twitch. People will spend 60 years trying to get one subscriber to one follower just watching them. And it's just like, well, again, do what you want. But, it's just that people have to know where you are. They have to understand where you're coming from. And like I said, YouTube to me is just the best. It has everything. You can live stream. You can do shorts. You can do, again, I'm not getting paid, promoted through them. I'm partner on YouTube, but it's just, I became partner because I grinded and I just knew it makes sense. And now I can electively go live stream. I mean, I like live streaming because I want to. It's like Aaron on DBD, right? I watch him. He electively go live on Twitch, but his money comes from alone YouTube. And he makes long form content. But see, you get rest. You get rest. See, I work like a dog. I don't look like a dog, maybe, but I work. But I like to know that people are still watching my videos and I'm still getting paid while I'm away versus just Twitch. Twitch only cares about the people who already got like a lot of views and followers, and that's making the money, and that's just how it goes. That's why you can go to any directory and you'll see the people at the top. You can't even make thumbnails. The Twitch been out for like since 2011, I think, and you still can't even make like a thumbnail for real. Like, they just added stories. Who cares? Who cares about stories, dude? Who cares about looking at people like, this is not Facebook and I need to be in your business? Like, they try to make that dude, just make thumbnails. So that way you give like little guys and girls a chance versus just like, oh, I'm just gonna only care about the people at the very top. So I just want to be very clear before I end. I just don't think that you should. I think DBD is the most toxic. I think it's more toxic than Call of Duty, because you have to understand the things that I see streamers, and like I said, I like watching it. I like watching people rage. It's funny. It's like it's a video game. People getting mad and they're very passionate about it. And I just think it's funny. I think any type of emotion is good, because then if you have none, it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's just kind of, but I think it's funny when killers get up, like I said, even for me, I mean, but then there are some killers who get mad at me because I looped them for like 10 years and, they get upset. But it's just like, I just think that in this game, I've never seen a game like this, because you have to understand the asymmetrical part. A killer can just go after you just because they can. Just because they can. And it's not even on both sides. You have survivors who are going against a killer. They can bully a killer, I guess, too, right? They took away the clickety-clack flashlight animation, but you can still bully a killer if they're newer. But at the same time, it's like, it's not just what's happening and also just survivors sandbagging you. There's survivors who've body blocked and they can go do that. But if you ever add a game chat, it will easily pass Call of Duty. It wouldn't even be close. Like, I don't know why people think that Call of Duty just like got different, but like, people gotten worse. Like, why people act like people have gotten worse. You couldn't handle the Call of Duty back in the day. Like, bro, I'm 33 years old. I played Call of Duty back in the day. I'm not a kid. I played NBA 2K. People drop the addy. I'm netless. I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. I don't know why people do that. I don't. I will never tell you where I live. I talk trash though. Like, I am him. I do that. But I will never tell you where I live. You have to come find me, and I will have distortion. Well, hey, I appreciate you guys, listening, because all you're doing at this point. Please leave a like if you guys enjoyed this rant. I will recommend that you don't. It's all it is. I like doing these audios. Just like them. There's nobody else in the community that's doing audio on DVD, and people like easily listening. And I like doing these. I would like to do more of these. Sometimes I get discouraged doing them because I don't get a lot of views on them. So you make me more of a reason to continue to do these things, and I will continue to drop them. But hey, I appreciate you guys listening. Have a good day out here. Stay safe. And if nothing else, you know what to do. Peace.